Okay, have you ever had this brilliant idea for a lesson, right? But when you try to explain it or write it down, it just comes out as a jumbled mess? Yeah, we're going to fix that today. We're going to look at how to take those amazing, but maybe a little fuzzy ideas and turn them into crystal clear, powerful lesson plans.
I mean, we have all been there. You ask a colleague for help, you prompt an AI, you delegate a task, and what you get back is just not even in the same ballpark as what you were picturing. It's so far off, you're not even sure where to start fixing it. It's super common and honestly incredibly frustrating.
You're thinking, this is easy enough. So you shoot off a request that looks something like this. 2 words. Topic, the water cycle. And what happens? Well, you might get back a college-level thesis, or you might get a coloring page for first graders. You get something for sure, but it's almost never the right thing.
But here's the key, and this is really important. The problem wasn't your idea. Your idea was probably great. And it's not that the person or the AI helping you wasn't trying. The whole breakdown happened right in the prompt itself. The one thing missing was just clarity.
So, the good news? There is an incredibly simple, really memorable way to solve this problem for good. It's a little framework that practically guarantees you get exactly what you're looking for every single time. The secret? You've just got to get CLEAR.
And here it is, CLEAR. Now, this is more than just a clever acronym. Think of it as your checklist, your recipe for a perfect lesson plan prompt. Each letter stands for an essential ingredient that you really can't afford to skip.
All right, so let's pull this apart. We're going to break down each letter of the CLEAR framework step by step so you can see exactly what it means and why it works so well.
First up, we've got C, and that's for context. Now, this might seem obvious, but it goes deeper than just the topic. This is about the specific subject matter, the absolute core concept you're trying to teach. It is the fundamental what of your lesson.
So next time you're writing a prompt, just pause and ask yourself this one question. Are we talking about the water cycle as a whole, or are we zeroing in on, say, evaporation? Getting really specific with your context is the first and maybe most important step to getting a clear result.
Next up is L for learner level. And you can already see how this builds on context, right? A lesson about the water cycle for a 5th grader is going to look worlds apart from one for a high school biology class. This part defines the who.
You always have to define your audience. Are they total beginners? Are they experts? Are they 10 years old, or are they adults? Answering the question, who is this lesson designed for, immediately tells you the right level of complexity and depth to aim for.
And then we have E for end goal. Honestly, this might be the most powerful letter in the entire framework. It forces you to think like all great teachers do and begin with the end in mind. It clearly defines the why behind the entire lesson.
So ask yourself this, when this lesson is totally done, what should the learner be able to do? Not just know, but do. Should they be able to label a diagram, solve an equation, write a paragraph? Having a clear outcome literally shapes the entire lesson from the ground up.
Okay, on to A for activity type. This is all about the how. What do you actually want? A quiz? A worksheet? A script for a video? If you don't specify the format, you're basically just rolling the dice and hoping for the best. So get specific. Do you want a 10-question multiple-choice quiz, or are you looking for a 500-word explanatory essay? Defining that activity type makes sure the final product you get back is actually usable in your classroom.
And finally, we get to R for response tone. This is the one people forget all the time, but it's the secret sauce that brings a lesson to life. It's the personality, the vibe, the whole feel of the content.
Think about it. Should the material be really formal and academic, or should it be fun and conversational and super engaging, maybe even a little humorous? Specifying the tone is the difference between a dry, boring worksheet and an activity that really connects with your learners.
Okay, so we've taken the framework apart. Now for the fun part. This is where the magic happens. Let's grab that vague, messy prompt from the very beginning and see what happens when we run it through the CLEAR framework.
I mean, just look at this. The difference is night and day, right? On the left, that vague little prompt is a total gamble. You're just pulling a slot machine lever and hoping for a win. But on the right, applying CLEAR turns it into a masterpiece of precision. We've got the context, the learner, the end goal, the activity, and the tone. All the guesswork is gone. You know exactly what you're going to get back.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? It's simply the incredible power that comes from being precise. And this isn't about giving yourself more work to do, not at all. It's about making the work you do way more effective. Right from the very start.
And think about what this really means for you. Using the CLEAR framework is going to save you so much time. It's going to slash all that frustrating rework and back and forth. It leads to way better, more focused learning materials for your students. And, it just makes delegating tasks something you can actually feel good about.
In the end, it really all boils down to this. If you want your instruction to be truly effective, it has to be built on a clear foundation. Clarity isn't just some nice little add-on, it's absolutely everything.
So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to think about. What's the very next lesson plan or email or request that you have to write? And how are you going to use this framework to make it undeniably, perfectly CLEAR? Thanks for hanging out with me.